Hey, how you doing? John Tech here again. Hey, I got good news. The batteries for my watch finally came in. The SR927Ws that I ordered oh so long ago. So I thought I'd take the time to actually go and install everything back into my Casio watch, into my Edifice watch here. See if I can actually get it to work. So I will start by kind of putting the watch off to the side and opening up the battery. They don't seem to have, oh, they do seem to have a little bit of a tear spot right around there. So let's open one of these guys up. And I was curious because my other batteries are dead. One of them actually almost kind of looked discolored to that point. And I was curious as to what the voltage of these batteries are. My guess is that it would be 1.5 volts, but I don't know. I'd rather not guess at all these little guys. So there's my two brand new batteries, and I've got my multimeter currently set up on the screen there to measure DC voltage. So I'm going to attempt to get a scan of DC voltage in for my batteries here. Yep, that's kind of what I thought. 1.58 for the one, and going to the other one here, 1.5. I saw 1.59, but let's see. Hello. Trying to. Oh no, it rolled off and away. Let's try that maybe from the other side. Might be a little bit easier to do. 1.56 is where that be. So that sounds about right, for these two batteries in particular. Nothing too bad. Let's go ahead and install them in, will we? So I'm returning back to this after being gone for a week, and my apologies. Again, classes have kind of started back up again, so things have returned to their, in general, mad stuff going on to it at the college. So we're trying to teach a whole bunch of classes, including an introduction to electronics class, is what I've got. So if you are interested in kind of some of the stuff that I'm doing here, feel free to come on along. Now this is interesting. I don't see a terminal selector. I see this guy here that says up plus, which I believe that's probably how these things are going to go. If I had to truly guess how these things will be here, let's give it a shot. So I'm going to put the positive terminal on each one in the up position. And I'm going to take a second to kind of position these two batteries into their slot before pushing and reconnecting the inside latch, which is kind of down in that lower spot there. Can you see that? Kind of, sort of. It's not quite sticking as well. So I'm going to try my best to just sort of push this down to the point where something might catch. That felt like it caught. So that's good. So I've got two batteries in there. And I look at the front face already, and I do see that I have digits again, including a temperature sensor with, it is not 25.6 degrees right now. Maybe because I've been holding it. The temperature sensor on this particular watch always seemed like it was kind of a little quirky. That's where it was. Might be the easiest way to phrase it. But okay, it looks like it actually is working again, which is nice. So I'm going to take my casing, which has a rubber grommet that is still there, and I see 4 screws, which I'm going to move into place. So I'm going to first take the case, and I don't think this is position dependent. I am going to kind of hope that the O-ring that goes around the outside is just going to sort of find its groove, so to speak. It looks like it's in there. It looks like it's in there. Looks like it's in all sides, so I'm going to clamp down. I'm going to squeeze it down and put this thing close up, extreme close up. What's that from? Like Wayne's Brothers, something like that? Oh, Now, the other thing I'm going to need is my screwdriver, which I have not fully set up. I don't even remember which bit I really need to pick. You'd think I would have chosen that in advance somehow. I'm going to assume a Phillips head J3 aught. Why? Because I'm doing this all with one hand. That's why. So we're going to put this guy here into him here. Let's see if I can't pick. I cannot pick the screw up. I cannot pick the screw up by magnet. So I'm going to align this up underneath the microscope. Drop in a screw into one of them. And using my screwdriver, you start to see if this thing feels like it's caught, like it's catching in. It looks like that's in. All right, going down to the bottom, I'm going to align those two up. I'm going to insert my screw. And once I got these two in, I'm going to let go with my other hands a little bit so I don't have to quite hold on quite so much. I haven't fully tightened those down all the way down. I am somewhat surprised that these two screws are not magnetic. I would kind of assume that they would be just because of how small they are. But I am not, by no means, I am an electrical engineer and I am not a jeweler or a watchmaker. So I don't know all of the intricacies that it takes to actually really kind of make some of these things, if you know what I mean. I will say this though, I am loving this iFixit screwdriver for being able to do little projects like this. This is easily by far one of the best screwdriver sets. The driver itself is well worth owning. Just feels really smooth when I'm turning things around. There we go. All right. Looks like all my spots are in. I put the case back on. It currently thinks it's 28 degrees C. There is a way, I think, to calibrate that. I can't remember exactly what it was. I'll have to potentially maybe figure that out at some point. I know for this watch in particular, one of the things that's really difficult to set on this watch is the actual gear, the analog clock. So this clock has both a digital clock and the analog clock on it. But the analog clock is very slow to set, like extremely slow to set. It's one of the things on top of the fact that I really couldn't see when this watch was lit. Like it's got an indigo light on this side. I think yeah, that's the light right there on this side. But even in the dark, I really couldn't see this thing. So, but that's okay. That's why I've got the solar watch instead, because I can see it at that point. So, repair successful for the most part. I put the band back on. I actually do have the band here, but believe it or not, this band is actually from my solar cell watch. I switched it out because the solar cell watch has some cheap rubbery type stuff that has long since broken off. So I took the band off of this watch right here. But I didn't want to just leave it to where it wasn't working to it on there. So we'll see how long these batteries last. Maybe I'll just, we'll set the time. We'll just leave the time where it is. I don't know what year it thinks this is. What year does this think this is here? Let's try press a couple of buttons on here. There's a stopwatch. There's some sort of a timer, alarm, maybe. I don't know what the record thing was with it. That's an alternative clock thing. I have no idea what that is. So no idea there. Doesn't tell me the year up in the front. Not that that's something that I really would want it to know what it was. Is there a date? No. Do I hold light? I can't hold light down. It probably doesn't do anything. Let's see. Is there a way I can set the time? Oh, geez, that took forever and a day. Well, that's setting it back to there. How about going to next button here? UTC, that's my time zone, 12-hour time. Yeah, keep that. It thinks it's 20 something. That's another thing I just didn't like about this. The arms get in the way of this thing. This watch has all kinds of problems. I think that says 20. Oh, I really can't tell. 05, 06. Leave a comment down in the comment below. What year do you think that this is currently set to? You know, there's a fun comment to really leave on there. So, but either way, I don't know. Maybe I'll set the watch. I don't know. I just wanted to be able to, really try out the new toolkit, try out putting some new batteries inside something, see if I can get something to work again. So, hey, if you like what you're seeing, leave a like in the comments, subscribe, do something, I don't know, with it on there. It doesn't matter. As long as you're learning something, that's happy. Leave a comment. Those are the best ones. Leave a comment down in the comment below, and I'll see you on the next video. Maybe we'll repair something different than an old cheap Casio watch or something like that, or whatnot. So, all right, see you later. Bye-bye.